plaintiff, Kelly Benedict, started dating the defendant after they met online. But 3 weeks later, the defendant went back to his ex-girlfriend. Kelly claims after the defendant and his ex got into a heated argument, she called the police, and he sought refuge at Kelly's house. Weeks later, the defendant was arrested, and Kelly bailed him out, but she has yet to be repaid. Defendant Alex Rosales admits that after he started dating Kelly, he tried to reconcile with his ex, not once, but twice. Alex also admits that when he was arrested, Kelly bailed him out, but he insists she's suing for more than he owes.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I met Alex, Mr. Rosales, in August of 2009 on a popular dating website. If I wanted a dependent, I would have gone on plentyofdependents.com. But anyway.
That's what you ended up with, huh?
Kind of
you
seemed
went
like
on
that
in
way.
August of 09. You met
August of 09, correct. And we dated for a few weeks. But he
dated on the internet, or you dated in person?
We dated in person, yeah. But I work from home, Your Honor. And Mr. Rosales wasn't working. He was living with his parents during that time. And so he would just show up at my door a lot. And, he's a fun guy, nice. And
what did he do for a living? Did you find out anything about him?
He's an electrician by trade.
All right. He was taking care of his mom, obviously, or?
Or vice versa. I don't know how that was.
How old are you? Just cut through the chase.
47.
47. You staying with your mother to take care of her?
No. Actually,
she's taking care of you?
Yeah, to a degree.
Go ahead.
So anyway,
and you didn't question him about that. You didn't say, "Why don't you go and get a second job?"
No,
or,
I did.
Why are you living off your mom?
He was in between jobs, and where we used to work, he claims there were, there's times when you're working, there's times when you're not working.
All right, go ahead.
So about 3 weeks into this, he got a call. I guess he and his ex-girlfriend decided that they're either gonna A, get back together, or B, he's gonna go and pick up the rest of his stuff and go out and get out of there. Well, neither of those two things happened. So what actually did happen is they got into an altercation, which resulted in her calling the cops.
Okay, that's probably where you're going with this bail bond. I'll allow him to give me some background first. Sir?
As Kelly stated, I met her a little over a year ago, around in August of 09. And I'd been with a previous girlfriend that she kind of alluded to for over a year. I have 3 kids. She had 3 kids.
In 1 year?
No, Your Honor.
Oh.
No, I had 3 kids of my own. She had her own 3 kids. I don't move that fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we dated for well over a year, and it was more like almost like a marriage again versus a relationship, because there was children involved, both hers and my own, intermixed. And so when the relationship came to an end, I wanted to get back out there, and that's for the whole single website for me. I'm an electrician, don't meet a lot of women at work. So that's what I did. Met Kelly, first date. Normally I'd go just meet somebody to see if there's any chemistry there. For us, it was an automatic first date that lasted, quite a long time.
Okay, I see you used to talking in electric terms, electricity.
Connection.
Yeah, connection.
Sparks up.
Yeah, all right, go ahead. No more analogies. Like I said, you might say the wrong thing. Go ahead, sir.
So anyway, I meet Kelly, we start dating, and instantly it's almost like we are in a relationship, instantaneous. My birthday happened to fall right after I met her. She made me a nice little a gift that was more from the heart. It wasn't like she ran out to Target and bought me a card and 2 movie passes. It was something she put some time and effort in.
That would be from the heart also. Any gift is from the heart.
So, but you put a lot of effort into this, and it was it was nice, but it was something that you would expect, I guess, from a relationship you'd been in a little bit longer than a couple or few weeks. Then I decided to go back with the ex-girlfriend, and told Kelly that I decided to do that.
Okay, honorable man.
And going back with this girlfriend, we're having a nice dinner. 2 hours into it, and then Kelly comes up. Not a good thing. And so it got kind of heated. She got pretty upset because of the whole jealousy factor. Matter of fact, she called Kelly from my phone.
But you had already told her, and
I'd already told
she
Kelly.
already.
Absolutely.
Ma'am?
Yeah, no, I knew that they were going to go and have a talk to see if they were getting back together. That was really not an issue to me. It's like you're either going to get back together or you're going to get your stuff and move on. Well, as I said, neither of those two things happened. So I knew this was happening. And you know what? Mr. Rosales and I, we were not in a relationship. I never thought that.
Tell me what happened.
She disrupted their dinner by calling me on the
got
cell
you.
phone.
All
And-
right.
But you know what? It just was one of those calls where it came from him and I heard they were arguing, so I hung up the phone.
How did
Had
he end
nothing
up
to do-
going to jail?
What kind of happened was he wasn't there that day at the house that the police were called. So he's kind of slippery, Your Honor. I mean, he was out of there before the cops got there. And so what he did do, he was kind of on the run for like 3 weeks. And we saw each other off and on, but I was also dating other people. This was not a committed relationship. So I go to Albuquerque at the end of September to visit some family. And I'm an animal lover, you know, Your Honor. I rescue animals and take them in and find homes. I've got a couple of
Good.
dogs that I found homes for.
Okay.
One animal that I have is a ferret, and Marshall, little guy, and it was either I keep him locked in a room for 3 days or I have a guy that I used to date take him, right? And so what I did was I let him take it. Well, Mr. Rosales didn't think that was a very good idea, having another
You want to tell
man
me how he
watching
went
my weasel.
You want to tell me how he went to jail and you ended up bailing him out?
We kind of skipped. She kind
Yeah.
of skipped a little
Let
bit
me hear
there,
from
Your
you.
Honor. The night that I was reconciling things with this ex-girlfriend, when Kelly came up, the whole jealousy thing came out from her. Wants me out of the house. So I pack my things and I'm leaving. She calls 911 and hangs up the phone. So I'm like, I am out of here. So I leave the house. When I leave the house, that's all there is to it. When I'm walking to my truck, one of the local police cars passes me. So I get in my truck, and instead of driving through the town to get to the little town that I'm from, I decided to go a roundabout way just to avoid any mess. And on my drive home, I called Kelly. Kelly let me come over. Spent the night at Kelly's house, spent the next couple of weeks with Kelly, basically nonstop.
Not with me, but at my house.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Well, with her. I mean,
Who's she kidding? Go ahead,
I'm
sir.
at her house. She's there. She says she works from home.
Go
so
ahead, sir.
I'm
So
with
2
her.
I do.
weeks
I
you
work
were
from
there.
home. I'm-
Then what?
Call me stupid. Go ahead, because I was. I went back a second time to
Stupid.
the ex-girlfriend. Exactly.
Yeah, after she
Yeah.
kept calling the police.
Tell me how you ended up in jail.
That's how I ended up in jail. So what happened was I was back at her house once again. We'd reconciled things. Things were going smoothly. But because of that previous phone call, they noticed my vehicle parked in her neighborhood or close proximity to her
They
neighborhood.
came and arrested you.
Saw that, didn't arrest me, towed my truck. When I went to go get my truck from impound, the detective that was in charge of it wanted to speak with me to release my vehicle.
Okay.
He showed up. He said he was putting me under arrest. I asked for what? They said there's no warrant. He says for probable cause because of the previous 911 phone call.
You tell me how he owes you for the bail bond.
Okay, a week after I came back from Albuquerque, I told you I went there, and I get a phone call from a criminal defense attorney who happens to be a good friend of mine. And he says, Kelly, do you know an Alex Rosales? And I said, yeah. He said, he's in jail and he's looking for you. You know, Alex was in there for a few days, and I kind of felt bad. You know, it was reminded me of like the SPCA and stuff. He was all sad and in there like the animals and stuff. And anyway,
Your Honor, I was in there for one night. I called the bail bondsman because I recognized
he
this
was
name.
in
How
there
much
for a
did
few
you put
nights.
up, ma'am?
The total bail bond was $2,000.
How much has he failed to pay?
He failed to pay $1,170. That's the amount that I'm suing for.
$1170.
Your Honor,
Okay. sir.
I actually, she put down $500 and I think a $10 processing fee. So
Sir,
$510
how much did
was
you
owed to
agree?
Kelly.
Sir, how much did you agree to pay her?
$510.
All right, and how much have you paid her?
$200. I owe
All
her
right, so
$310.
based on what you believe, you only owe $310?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right.
May I present this to you?
What is that?
It's evidence from the bail bonds company of the $860 that I owe them, and it's a collection letter saying they're going to take me to
Where are you
collection.
getting your
It doesn't say anything about
$2,000?
That's from
Kelly.
the bail bond. I'm actually suing for the $310 that he owes me that I put on my visa,
Thank
which
you.
I have here. Sorry. And also the $1,500. He owed $1,500 to the bail bond, and he paid $660 of that owing amount. The amount owed is $860. So he owes $860, but I'm a co-signer on that, Your Honor. So I'm getting letters.
Let's see it. Has he breached his agreement to pay them?
Yes, he hasn't paid them
has?
because he was supposed to set up a monthly payment schedule.
Sir, did she co-sign for it?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so why don't you think you should pay her for something you've breached that she co-signed for?
Can I present this to you, Your Honor?
What is that?
It's from the bail bonds company.
Saying what?
Saying that I and only I owe it to them, that they're taking me to collections, not her,
All right.
just myself.
Let's see it. And however, this says from the same bail bond that on October, a bail bond was posted on behalf of the defendant, Alex, and his co-signer. A total payment of $1,600 was received, leaving a balance of $860.
Correct.
And they say she owes because she co-signed
I'm
for
not
you.
disputing the amounts at all.
$1,170 is your judgment, ma'am. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Your
The
Honor.
bail bondsman says you owe because you co-signed and he breached that agreement. He admits that he owes you $310. $310 plus $860 is $1,170. Don't even need you in your calculator. Put it back. Have a good day.
I have nothing against Alex. I mean, he's a good guy. He's fun. He's got a good sense of humor.
No, I felt good about Kelly too. It was never a dispute on whether I owed her the money or not. It was just that I owed her that full amount because I just didn't want to be liable for the same amount again to the bail bonds company. That was my only thing with her.
Oh!